Hi, I'm Deborah Vogler, Senior Technical Editor of Photovoltaics World Magazine, reporting from Intersolar North America. My guest is David Genova of Rudolph Technologies. Welcome to the show, David.
Thank you. It's very good to be here.
All right, my first question for you is this. Is process control software gaining greater traction with solar PV manufacturers? I mean, surely there's a better understanding now of how the knowledge gained from semiconductor manufacturing process control can be leveraged to lower manufacturing costs in solar.
Yes, absolutely. It's a trend we're seeing. The fabs are growing very, very large, and as they've grown large, they've brought in a lot of semiconductor professionals to help bring them into the future. And these professionals have a background using process control software. So as the market was very, very hot, these factories would grow large and they would compete on economies of scale with buying power. Now they're transitioning to compete on operational excellence, and that's where process control comes in to help them be excellent.
Now, where can solar PV manufacturers gain the most traction when using process control software? What I'm looking for here, are there specific process operations, for example, that benefit the most?
Yeah, for the silicon-based manufacturers who do the ingots, the wafers, the cells, and the modules, the most technically complicated process is the cell fabrication. So the process control software adds an awful lot of value to the cell fabrication. There are many variables. When they have a downturn in efficiency, oftentimes a signature will have possible multiple root causes. The process control software enables them to identify the more likely root cause and to prioritize the corrective action. And it can enable them to save money and by identifying problems more quickly than they otherwise could. So, the cell fabrication and then that data from the wafer fabrication and ingot fabrication, you can collect the data prior to the cell fab and then pass it on to the module fab. So process control is really very, very good for the vertically integrated company. But the biggest bang for the buck is with the cell fabrication, clearly.
What are the integration challenges when working with a factory that includes multiple workshops?
The multiple workshops we have at Rudolph, we have years and years of experience, and a lot of process control companies do, moving data from workshop to workshop. So that's not overly the challenge. The biggest challenge is the data collection itself, particularly with manufacturers that have lots of different suppliers and many older tools. And many fabs, as they've grown, and they've grown quickly by adding multiple lines and multiple tools, many of them in parallel, the older lines and the older tools are still running. And these tools often don't comply with SexGem, and they require an awful lot of custom loaders to move the data from the tool to our platform or to an MES platform, and that in and of itself is the biggest challenge because it's an IT function, it's a project for the company, and it's a real cost. But in order to feed a process control solution or an MES solution for that matter, you need to collect this data.
Well, thank you very much for being my guest.
Thank you very much.